Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
People caught registering to vote twice. The story coming up.
National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage refutes accusations made by F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis about the Parliamentary Registration Department. That story straight ahead.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, weeks ahead of the 2017 general election, the parliamentary commissioner has revealed that police were called in to investigate at least one case of voter fraud. Sherlyn Hall telling our news that several people were successful in registering to vote twice on several islands, including New Providence and Grand Bahama, before this illegal act was detected by the department's database. We get the details from Kyle Joaquin.
It's an illegal act that Hall says he doesn't know how some people actually thought that they would get away with it. But he said people have been showing up and registering to vote twice. We've heard of ineligible voters attempting to register without having the necessary documents. Now, Parliamentary Commissioner Sherlyn Hall says some people are taking it as far as breaking the law and registering more than once.
We've noticed that some people register twice, so we have to delete their cards. They will register at one station today. Tomorrow go to another station.
It's not the first time voter fraud allegations have surfaced ahead of a general election. Months before the 2012 election, then Education Minister Desmond Bannister alleged there was widespread voter fraud in the North Andros constituency. 30 names on the 2012 register were challenged in election court on that island. There are 39 constituencies this election cycle, and according to Hall, the latest figures show over 146,000 people are registered as of Saturday. But the parliamentary commissioner said this new discovery of people registering to vote twice has prompted him to call police for one incident in particular.
There's someone registered within 5 days, 2 different locations. 2 different constituencies? Well, same constituency, but different locations for the same polling division.
So they would try to collect 2 voters' cards?
But you tell me, why you want to register twice? What that tells you? Less than a week.
Hall says when registering to vote, eligible persons must sign an oath. A portion of it reads, "My name is not included in any part of the current register, and I have not been issued with a voter's card during the period of the current register." Hall says those persons probably would have gotten away with voter fraud if it weren't for new technology.
Now we'll pick it up, but after the stuff has been keyed in to our computer database. So the computer picks it up. So if you sign an oath after you register the first time, that's perjury. Yeah, so you're committing perjury.
So they can lose their right to vote then?
Well, we'll see what the police says.
Hall says thankfully just a few people have attempted to commit voter fraud, and he's just glad they were caught. Now, he said, his department can move on with preparing for the upcoming general election, despite having to defend themselves over claims like that made by F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis over the weekend that there was a computer glitch which caused some voters' names to be deleted from the current register.
I know nothing of that. We had no computer crash. We lost no data. And if anyone had any doubt, they could call Mr. Hall. My number is for the world to see. We had no computer crash.
We asked Hall his thoughts on those who appear to be playing politics with his department's work.
God blessed Abraham, and he promised Abraham, as a man of God, I'll bless those who bless you. Now curse him who curses you.
Reporting for our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Meanwhile, Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage is slamming Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis and what he deemed wild accusations about the Parliamentary Registration Department. In a rally speech over the weekend, Minnis claimed that a computer system crashed at the department, erasing voters' names from the current register. Nottage says those claims are both untrue and irresponsible. Jasmine Brown reports.
Nottage says he was surprised that Dr. Minnis would choose to make the accusation in such a public setting without verifying his facts and checking to see if that story was even true.
I'm very surprised that these accusations keep occurring.
During an F&M rally in Cat Island on Friday night, Minnis told a crowd of supporters that he had been advised that the computer system crashed, forcing the department to shut down voter registration. Though he failed to present any evidence to substantiate his claims, Minnis also claimed that the computer automatically deleted names on the register and accused the Christie administration of trying to steal the election. Parliamentary Commissioner Sherlyn Hall has called Minnis' claims untrue, but Nottage says such careless statements no doubt have an impact on the integrity of the electoral system.
But I noticed that over the past several weeks or even months, there has been a considered attempt to discredit the people who work in Parliamentary Registration Department and the whole process. I think that it's shameful that that is happening. I think that we are an open society. We have a record for hosting democratic elections. The sides involved in the elections have always been able to speak with each other.
Nottage, who also has responsibility for elections, was asked if he had discussed the FNM leader's claims with him.
No, Dr. Minnis has not made me aware of anything, and in fact he doesn't come here, and so our paths don't cross.
Nottage says moving forward he hopes the FNM leader will be more responsible with his comments and fact-check what he's being told before making such public accusations. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, Free National Movement candidate for North Eleuthera, Ricky Mackey, is addressing reports of his unpaid customs bill. In a statement released this afternoon, Mackey said, "This morning, as promised over the weekend, I paid in full my outstanding customs tax bill." This after PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts revealed on Friday that Mackey had about $9,000 in unpaid taxes dating back to 2002. Mackey today apologized for allowing this to become a distraction in the campaign, taking away from issues such as education, the economy, and crime. In his statement, Mackey said, "The problems facing our communities and country today are too big for us to allow them to distract us from the things that truly matter to the Bahamian people." And Prime Minister Perry Christie was forced to defend his administration's decision to pass a resolution for the acquisition of more than 460 acres of land in Moores Island, Abaco, weeks before a general election. Montague MP Richard Lightbourne criticized the timing of the resolution.
I think that everyone in the country would be happy to see something like this occurring because there's so many properties throughout the Commonwealth that there are title issues. And so really, though, because this is happening at this time, I think this raises a lot of issues. The proposer of the bill spoke about the Prime Minister making a promise to the people of Moores Island in 2002. 2002. And here we are now, 2017. And government wants to feel proud that they are fulfilling a promise.
Moores Island is a key just 28 miles off Great Abaco. Christie tabled the resolution last Wednesday, calling it a matter of extreme importance, and debate began in the House of Assembly this morning. The resolution will guarantee that residents of Moores Island now have title to 464.40 acres of land they now occupy. The Prime Minister shot down Lightbourne's criticism, insisting his administration worked tirelessly for several years to get to this point.
So I think, Mr. Speaker, that this is the day when we should applaud. Now, Mr. Speaker, look here, we should applaud this. Mr. Speaker, we did this, Mr. Speaker, knowing that there are places in our country where PLPs represent. Mr. Speaker, this is represented by an FNM member of Parliament who has been a good friend of the country.
Despite Lightbourne's concerns, Central and South Abaco MP Edison Key says the acquisition is long overdue for a community that has been faithful to the PLP.
I am so pleased to see that finally you will get your land and get your title, like the Minister of Work said. We will have it before election. So they're right now working out there, and a lot of things that the government promised is coming to pass.
Still to come on our news, the Doctors Union signs 2 new agreements. Stay with us.